Ho, ho, ho.
Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas.
Happy holidays and
Happy New Year.
Yeah.
Hi. Welcome back.
Welcome back.
Claude didn't know we were going to record tonight, so she's
No idea.
flabbergasted.
No idea. I'm not quite with it, but I will get with it.
That'll be the day.
I'm getting with it.
You're getting jiggy with it.
Is that appropriate?
I don't know. Ask Will Smith.
I doubt it.
So, how are you doing? I just got here, so really like an hour ago.
Okay, well, it's Christmas time, and I haven't bought one gift. Well, I take that back. I bought one. But, yeah, I'm doing okay. I don't like the winter.
Yeah, but today feels like spring. Did you go outside?
No, I haven't been outside for days.
I could tell she had been napping all day because she didn't respond really to any of my texts.
No.
Or not even that. I guess I didn't really text you, but you usually are like, okay, when are you going to be here?
Yeah, I was going to do that.
But you didn't.
Yeah.
And I just got here and I said, we're going to rearrange this entire room and we're going to make a podcast.
Oh, my God. We didn't. But before that, we made a mess.
Yeah, but a mess, it looks better.
Your stepfather's going to come through the door and wonder what is going on.
Not my stepfather.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Well, I do have to bring a bunch of stuff downstairs to your basement.
Yeah.
Do you need any Christmas brought up from the basement?
I think we got enough Christmas up here. We got a little ceramic tree.
Yeah, I should have brought it into the pod. I did buy these lights on my way at Goodwill because I just felt like...
Can they see the lights?
Yeah. I can see them. Do you see, like... They kind of look like the drones.
Oh, yeah. It's very mysterious.
And they're, like, right here. Look, we have Harrison Ford here hanging.
I just want to say that I think I said it last time, but I love Harrison Ford.
I know.
And another shout out to Shrinking. I love that show.
Have you learned a lot?
No, but I haven't learned a lot about shrinking, obviously.
Obviously. Oh, okay. Well, where should we begin? This is our Christmas episode, and last episode got way too serious. So,
Yeah.
We're keeping it light.
I just very quickly, because I didn't have time to really prepare, but I just very quickly grabbed one of my diaries and found an entry from Christmas Eve of 72.
Okay.
I was 21. You need to remember this as I read it because, well, we'll talk about the because.
Okay.
I just told Mom I was cleaning my room. I lied. But I do have to do it. I'm living in a pig pen.
I am you.
Yes. I don't think you'd lie necessarily, though.
Well,
I don't think I ever told you to clean your room, even.
yeah, because my response would have been like, look at your own room.
Yeah, that's true.
Wait, so you were living at home?
I'm 21.
Yeah.
I'm living at home. I think I had the room in the basement at that time.
Oh, yeah, you had that built-in that Aunt Lorna was talking about. I think we talked about that on the pod.
We did.
Yeah.
But I lied. So then,
Annie would not be happy with you.
No, my mother wouldn't have been happy.
No, she was very clean.
And then next paragraph. Yesterday I looked good. So I deliberately went by myself to Bradley's and Zare's and sauntered around. I did not have one solitary thing to buy. I just wanted people to look at me.
Wait, I've done this.
You've done that?
Yeah, I just feel like sometimes you wake up and you put on the right outfit and you're like, I need to be seen.
Wow.
Like, what am I just going to be at home?
I never
No,
think. Right.
Drink this in?
I think that's a good point.
I don't do it all the time, but it does motivate me to like get out of my house or out of my office to be like, okay, well, I should get a coffee because this outfit will go to waste.
And then do you watch to see if people are watching you?
No, I just get like stressed and nervous that I have to communicate with other people to get my coffee and then wait for it. And then I get overstimulated and then I leave. And
yeah,
then
but you're already dressed up, like looking good.
I know, that's the problem with me.
One of many.
I love crazy fashion, but then I would prefer not to be perceived. And it's kind of a fool's game.
I had on one of those flapper hats. It looked rather endearing on me.
What's a flapper hat? Is it the
It's like
side
from the 20s.
hat?
From
Like
the
the
20s.
Oh, it's like flat, and it like sits
And then
flat
it
against
flips.
your head.
And then it flips.
Okay.
It looked rather endearing on me, I thought. I bought an ice cream cone and walked around, and people did look at me. I do attract attention, and it builds up my ego.
Oh my God.
I'm proud to say, actual entry.
Okay, also, she's still like this.
No,
Yes, you are. You love it.
I
Yeah.
don't want anybody looking at me.
That's not true.
Oh my Lord, yes it is.
She loves when you guys come to the vintage pop-up, so she gets noticed. She won't admit it, but she eats that up.
I don't mind that I get noticed, really. Except that I'm always.
What should we do? I know we did that. Maybe I think we've. Am I going to say a sentence?
I hope so.
So I know we've talked about this before. When my friends who were your students at the time wrote you into, I almost said
What not to
extreme
wear.
home makeover. Which either one would have worked.
It's funny because today I was thinking we got to talk on the pod about when we went to.
Oh yeah, we
Extreme
did
Home
go to a
Makeover.
filming of that.
Yeah.
But what not to wear. But I'm thinking that would be a great YouTube video.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah, I'm gonna mic you up, bring you to the store, and we can.
Are my
Wait.
former students coming with me?
We should have them come. Oh my God! But however, we're gonna roast you as you stare into a 3-way mirror. Wait, a 3-way mirror? Is that correct?
Yeah.
You know how they stood in they stood in like a 360 mirror. So we're gonna make you stand in there with all of your current outfits.
Are you going to bring me some ugly ones like they did the first time?
Yeah, and then we're gonna bring out a giant trash can and throw them in the bin.
Okay, next paragraph on the Christmas Eve. You know what? I have on the charm bracelet he gave me exactly 3 Christmases ago. When I wrote that, I had just found out he had gotten engaged or remarried
Who's he?
or married. A guy I was dating. I never wear it, but I thought I would tonight.
Oh.
The charm he gave me was a water skier.
Do you have this?
I think I gave it to you and it got lost, or...
Oh, I had a recollection
Yeah.
of this. Wait, that one was. I don't think that was my fault because I had a lot of jewelry lost when I moved from Tennessee to Maine.
Yeah, well, I wasn't blaming you, but
I know, but I am
I did have
suddenly
this charm
sad.
bracelet. The charm he gave me was a water skier since I was such a klutz.
Butt skier.
And then there were 2 other charms. I don't know what that means, what I wrote. A few minutes ago, I told my sister I'm going to give her the bracelet. She said, your boyfriend gave that to you, and I told her I would never wear it. Anyway, I'm going to take it off tonight and give it to her, and I will not put it on again until I am over him completely, which I may never be. I mean this. My heart is breaking.
No.
I know this took a somber note, but it sounds ridiculous now. And then at 11 o'clock that same night, 10:50 to be exact,
Yeah.
I just put 2 rolls of toilet paper in Cameron's stocking, and the whole shindig fell down. Dad started hollering at me. I was 21. All I could do was laugh. He's still complaining.
You loved writing as things were happening, and I love that.
I'm sorry. I have to laugh, or I will cry. How come everyone gets so uptight at Christmas?
Well, that is such a good point.
Yeah.
Why is it so uptight? Holidays are very uptight.
It's for a lot of reasons. Want me to name them?
Yeah.
Money,
Yeah.
time,
Yeah.
expectations.
Yeah.
Trying to be creative.
Yeah.
You know, I'm not good at wrapping presents at all because of my fine motor skills.
Yeah, you've always been terrible at that.
Yeah. So
We don't really even
and then-
wrap anymore. You just kind of stick it in a random bag that you've
I
saved.
always did. And then it's just there's a lot of obligations
Yeah.
depending on the situation.
You guys always, though, I will say that Christmas was the most magical time in our family.
Right.
You guys really made it special and
We
fun.
tried.
Yeah. It was, I feel like, I just had a Christmas memory pop up that I feel like I should talk about or I'll forget too. Well, I guess, then now I'm like, no, I don't want to talk about it. Well, should we jump ahead to the 90s to talk about 90s Christmas?
Go for it.
Oh my God, I have so many thoughts in my head right now. My mom has a ton of Super 8 footage from Christmas in the 70s.
Right.
And I'm obsessed with it. Well, 80s and 90s too.
Right.
Every Christmas was well documented. But I love seeing the 70s Christmas because you were filming everyone opening gifts and everyone's just like having a great time.
Right.
And I feel like I got the same childhood.
Right.
And it was so, all of my cousins, we all spent Christmas at my grandparents' house every Christmas, and it was the best. It was so fun. But I remember opening a gift one year when I was maybe like 11, and I was so excited. I mean, any gift I was extremely excited about. I didn't care what it was until I opened this gift, and I was like, what is this? And I keep opening it, and I was like, oh, maybe it's just they put the real gift in this box. And I opened the box. Nope. It was a coffee maker. Someone mislabeled.
Perfect.
Yeah, well, maybe this explains
a lot.
Yeah. That was my villain origin story. No, I just remember being like, what? Like, why would you get me this? I don't want this. But it was just mislabeled, I'm pretty sure. It wasn't meant for me.
It wasn't meant for you. Did he get to the right person?
I have no idea. I don't care about the other
That's
people.
kind of a dud of a story. We need a little more. We need a little more pizzazz. There.
Oh, one time I opened a gift and pulled out a dirty sock that had been wrapped with my gift.
Accidentally wrapped?
I hope so. Imagine it wasn't. That's some weird prank that you and Dad pulled, or Santa pulled on me. Oh my God. I'd love to hear more about your perspective of Christmas in the 90s. Because
when you guys were kids?
Yeah. Because, like, for us, it was so magical.
Well, I bought you a lot of gifts at resale shops.
Yeah. Yep. That's what I do now.
Yeah. So, in the Christmas of '86, my son Ryan was a newborn. He was a few months old. And my parents wanted to do their yearly grandkid picture. And I was exhausted and stressed and new mother feeling. And Ryan was crying, and I get to her house with the other two babies who were the same age, basically, my two of my nephews. And somehow, I still don't know how I did this. My mother gave me the sweater to put on Ryan, the matching sweater, and I somehow put it on backwards, and I don't get how I did this, upside down.
What? How did you do that?
I can't even. I know.
It must have had a
The
tiny
legs-
waist
Yeah, well,
and a
you know,
stretchy neck.
I was so, when you get like embarrassed or stressed or whatever, and you get so hot.
Yes.
That's
Oh
what
my
I can
God.
still feel that feeling.
Oh.
Like I was probably late. That's one of my
You
memories.
just threw on this sweater.
Yep.
Oh my
Upside
God.
down and backwards.
Upside down and backwards.
Yeah.
Well, backwards I get. Upside down I'm still trying to process.
I was so like out of it with mother stress.
Yeah. I mean, I'm sure a lot of moms can relate to that listening to this.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh,
So
man.
that's one of my.
Well, so Annie and Ozzy did do this yearly Christmas photo with our whole family, and I've seen probably all of them at this point, but they get more grandkids as the years go.
Yeah.
But when the last grandkid was born, he was probably, I don't know, 8 months, maybe 9 months around Christmas time. And we got on my grandparents' bed to do the photo. And wait, you might have to correct me on this. We started taking pictures, and then someone screams, "What's in Sam's mouth?"
Actually, I think we didn't notice it until we looked at the videotape afterwards.
Oh, and he was just yes.
He had taken the cover to a film canister, like about that big.
And he's just like chewing on it through the whole video.
Yeah.
But then one time we all got on that bed to take a picture, and
it was
the
the same
bed
time.
broke. Was it the same time? Yeah, it was very chaotic. Yeah, very, very chaotic. And then my mom has filmed. I mean, I wish I had it in me to like go through all of her VHS to like clip this out for the pod, but hopefully one day I'll be able to do that. But there are like, basically my mom and her siblings ran their video cameras the entire time. Like,
ridiculous.
You can just be there at Christmas, and it's so crazy to watch because I'm like, I'm there. Like, I'm just like Ryan and Michael are fighting in the corner, and Courtney's crying about something. Sam has something in his mouth.
I'm snapping at your dad.
Yep. I'm also crying about something.
Probably because I was snapping at your dad.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh my God. It's just pure chaos. And I think the older I get, like, I've always wanted like a lot of kids. Like when I was younger, I wanted a lot of kids because I was like, I love the chaos. Like, I love that. But the older I get, the more comfortable I am with the silence.
Yeah.
In like the quiet.
You can tell she's very comfortable with silence.
I'm extremely reserved and quiet. And I don't overshare at all. So I have another. Do you want to go into another Christmas story, or do you have one on deck? So I've got a few.
You go for it.
So I remember oh my God, so many Christmas things are coming up in my head. My mom used to bring us to the Surrey Elementary School on Christmas Eve sometimes, and we would go play in the gym. And we would get the scooters. Do you guys remember scooters and like the big parachute that we could like run under and throw up in the air? But we would just be playing basketball and like scooting around and like getting our yayas out on Christmas Eve. It was just so fun. I miss doing that.
Yep, we did that a couple of times.
Yeah, and you let Ryan and I go in there and play basketball all the time.
I used to, because I'd be working up there and I'd send you guys to the gym.
Yeah, that's kind of great.
Or I'd let you play hide and seek and turn out the lights.
It's so funny.
In the school.
Because we would play. I would get like kind of scared in there because we were just in a full school. It's a pretty small school, but yeah, we would just be like on our own
and
just running around.
Connected, so it was a great place to.
Yeah, it was awesome. That's one of those places in my mind that's like a sensory place, because I can like still feel what it feels like in there and hear the like silence of it.
It's
like
spooky at night.
It is, but like I also had so many fun memories in there, and I can smell it. It's like such a specific smell of that school, and sometimes I'll get a whiff of that like walking somewhere else, and I'm like, oh, it smells like Surrey School.
That's interesting.
Yeah, but yeah, sometimes you made us go to church. You are so religious.
She gives me a hard time about my religion.
They heard about it.
I know. Yeah, we used to go to church.
What is your
we used to go to church semi-regularly. I can't say that word.
Are you okay?
Did you think I started to wind down just then?
I thought this was it. What an ending that would be.
I think we'd get more than 20 people watching this
I think so, yeah. It might be good for the ratings. As if I'd post it.
Well, she would eventually.
Yeah, I would. Because she would request that. She's probably left that in her will. If I die on the podcast, please continue recording and uploading. Merry Christmas.
This is so ridiculous.
Oh my God.
But, yeah.
What? One time at Christmas, I'm still traumatized by this.
Uh-oh.
Christmas
Here we
Eve.
go, trauma.
Okay, if my cousins are listening, they know this is true. They used to get a lot of presents. And we would all count and stack our presents, and they always got a lot more. And I would be like, oh. I was done counting 20 minutes ago.
Right.
So
they'd be opening presents an hour beyond you guys.
Oh yeah. No hate, just an observation. So I will text Durs and ask him if I can tell this story. So I'm going to tell it and I'll text him to like make sure he's okay with it. But one time on Christmas morning, we were opening gifts and Durs was probably like 9 or 10 and he opens up a gift and he's like, "You got me a book?" And it was like maybe the funniest thing I've ever seen in my life. "You got me a book?" He's like so pissed off. And the best part about it is it was the book Seabiscuit, which for some reason makes it even funnier. And he was so upset. Like, why the hell did you wrap this up and give it to me? See, you got me. I can't remember. I'll have to ask him if he said you got me Seabiscuit or like you got me a book.
Who was he saying it to? His parents?
Yes. It was amazing. And honestly, looking back on that, you got him a book, wrapped it up for a 9-year-old. You're opening this who isn't like obsessed with reading.
See, I wonder if it was like the adult version of Seabiscuit.
It was a thick book. It was like a chapter book.
Because the actual Seabiscuit by Laura Hillenbrand, which would be the book,
Yeah.
Was fairly thick.
Yeah, it's
And
a thick book. It was a paperback. I remember.
It would not be geared to a 9-year-old. So that's funny.
I'll fact check this.
So that's funny. I'm with him on that one.
You got me. Yeah. No, it was like, you got me a book. I think what had happened, this is my speculation. Again, I need to fact check all of this. However, I do remember him crying and saying, "You got me a book," and it being Seabiscuit. But I think maybe he really loved the movie because the movie had come out.
Oh.
And maybe that was it. But anyways.
We had this aunt who was kind of peculiar in her own way.
I got one of those and she's listening right now. Shout out Aunt Lorna.
And every year, I feel bad because every year we would wait to see what strange gift she would give us. And she'd give Lorna and me the same gift. And really, I don't remember them except for one year we got this belt, like a chain link belt with pieces of fur on every other chain.
Pieces of fur?
I'm not a designer. I'm not good at describing. But it was probably very mod for the time.
Yeah.
And we couldn't stop laughing. But every time we would get presents from this particular aunt, who
matching,
will not be described, Lorna and I would get the same gift, I think, so our feelings wouldn't be hurt.
Wait, Aunt Lorna used to do that for Courtney and I.
Right.
And oh my God, she's
a great
oh
gift
my
giver.
God, she's so good at gift giving. I'm not even just trying to like say that because I know she's listening, but she is. That whenever she would give Courtney and I matching gifts, that was like the best.
That was special.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's just that, you feel bad in retrospect that you were, I feel kind of bad that I was mean-spirited about that.
One time, I can't remember if I've already talked about this on the podcast, but I one time received a gift in the mail when I was in middle school. I think I was 7th grade. From an aunt who I didn't see on my dad's side. Who was a Jehovah's Witness. And they famously do not celebrate Christmas.
Right.
However, this random year, I hadn't seen her in years and years and years. I get a gift in the mail. And I open it up. And it was from her. So, anyways, I open up the gift. I don't even think there was a card. I think it just said to Hilary Love Aunt. Whatever. And I pull it out, and it's like a clothing box. Open it up, remove the tissue, pull it out. It just keeps coming. Keeps coming. It's white. And I was like, what is this? what is this? It keeps coming. A 5XL white turtleneck.
It could not have been a 5XL.
5XL white turtleneck.
That was before you. That was before you weight loss. That was before your surgery.
What are you doing?
5XL is really big.
And I just would like to say all sizes are beautiful. However,
Right.
at that time, 7th grade, I was a size extra small 0. And so imagine my surprise getting a gift, and also was still young. Like, I'm like, oh, a gift from my aunt that I haven't seen. No card. Just a giant turtleneck.
What? I have no words.
Well, that's first.
What was the thinking?
Literally no idea. I'm pretty sure Dad made me write a thank you card, though. Like, thank you for this giant turtleneck. It's the thought that counts, I guess. Like, what? I don't know what you even say. And furthermore, no further gift was given. Nothing.
Or did you have any contact after that?
No. I've seen her, like,
That was.
I think the last time I
was
saw
a
her was
parting
probably,
gift.
like,
That was
10
a parting gift, and it was to
yeah, but
saying-
I was like, a
it was saying someday this will fit you.
it felt personal.
You
That's
were
something-
in 7th grade.
Yeah,
That's so weird.
It kind of feels like a Larry David thing. Like, why?
I
Like,
know,
what is the actual
There's no
further?
explanation. Wouldn't you like to like call her up right now? and
I would
say,
love
"Do you
to,
remember
but
the
I'm
year?"
not sure this. I'm not sure that would go over.
No, it'd probably
in
be
a way
stressful
that
at
I-
this point.
Would want it to. One time at Christmas, I can't remember. I was pretty young, like maybe 8. And the big thing that year was, and like people, do you remember, if you're listening, and do you remember in the 90s, like certain toys would be like the toy and then they'd sell out, and it was
Right.
like this
It was
big
a whole
stress.
marketing thing.
And that year it was Tickle Me Elmo. And I remember Aunt Kim being so stressed because she had to get Tickle Me Elmo for Courtney.
No matter what.
Yeah. And anyways, I think like I just remember they were being stressed about it. And maybe it's because they talked about it after the gifts were open. But I freaking fell down on all of the gifts. And
Of course you did.
then suddenly the one random gift is like like shaking, and it just goes over and over and over again, and I could tell it was like when you can tell you've really disappointed the adults when you're a kid and it's like really sits with you. I could just tell that everyone was trying to be nice, but like everyone was pretty pissed off because that was the big gift. And I hath fallen upon the big gift. and it was so obvious what it was. And I'm pretty sure it's like, I'm Elmo. Like,
Was that the year she actually got 2 of them?
oh, maybe. I don't remember that.
It was her fault.
Yeah.
She got 2 of
2?
them.
Wow. Good
I
deal.
feel like because they were going to sell out that somehow she made sure she got a second one. But
Oh.
like, I could be making that up.
Oh, maybe. Yeah. That was traumatizing.
You know, I know now how privileged that I was and we were in our
So
family.
privileged. Yeah.
So stressful for so many families. And when I look at the movies and one year I got a typewriter for my gift.
Oh, wow.
Um,
Annie and Ozzy were good gift givers and thoughtful.
yeah. And one year I got my movie camera, but I had to wait a whole year to be able to see any movies I took because the 12 months later they gave me the projector.
Oh, wow.
So I had only been able to see whatever movies I took on a little screen that was very hard to actually see. So I was
Yeah.
so excited to be able to see my movies. But the projector was like $300 at the time.
Oh my god.
And
What would that be now? Like 1,200?
I don't know. Oh,
Maybe even more.
$300. Yeah,
Yeah.
it'd be a lot of money. And but that's what I wanted. I mean, I really wanted that, but I didn't necessarily expect it.
Wow.
And so yeah,
Do we want to talk about what you? Oh, sorry.
I knew that I was very, very lucky.
My mom's big gift to me every year is like $25 Goodwill gift.
Oh my goodness! Thank you for reminding me.
Wait,
I haven't gotten it yet.
wait. This is really funny because sometimes I would just like to preface this by my mom helps me with a million things throughout the year that I'm so grateful for, especially in the past couple of years. And so I don't have any expectation for gifts
Right.
at Christmas. Like I just enjoy being around my family and I prefer that more than anything. So I always joke that that's my biggest gift of the season, but she's helping me with a lot of stuff through the year, which
She feels bad that she was laughing.
no, but I will say that I've had multiple conversations this year with friends who are like, "Oh, like what'd you ask your mom for Christmas?" And I'm like, "Oh, I don't really ask her for anything. Like I usually get a Goodwill gift card." And they're always saying like, "Oh, I asked my mom for this bag that's $700." And like their parents like splurged on one big gift for them as adults and it like but the trade-off is
Crazy.
not like probably the add up of what you do for me over the year, especially since we started this podcast,
Yeah.
is far beyond that. So I'm very grateful for that. It just makes me laugh because our culture around, I've never been someone who like expected Christmas gifts
Or
like,
expensive
cared.
one.
Yeah, like I just genuinely enjoy being like around my family. I mean, I love a gift, don't get me wrong.
Right.
But like it's not like an expectation thing for us.
Right.
And that probably started when I was counting 3 gifts and my cousins were still at 11, 12, stacking so high.
Yeah.
Oh, God.
That's the downside of getting together with other families. Because I
Yeah.
know my cousins, I just said I got a typewriter and a projector and stuff. And we celebrated with my cousins who also did not get those type of gifts.
Yeah.
And they talked about that later in life.
Yeah, it's interesting.
A brief conversation at one point. It's something you don't think about when you're privileged necessarily.
Yeah, and I will say, like, we were very privileged. That was just like a note as an adult that I've noticed,
Right.
like looking back on videos, but it wasn't something I thought about as a kid.
Right.
Like I genuinely didn't have this feeling of like being left out or feeling like I'm not getting as much because I just didn't. I don't
Right.
know. It like wasn't no one made me feel that way.
Yeah.
Or like it never was that like feeling. We were very, very, very privileged and lucky to have grandparents that did stuff like that.
We used to. I never liked participating in Secret Santa at work.
Oh, at work. Yeah, that's hard.
People really get into it,
Yeah.
and I would. They'd say, "Aren't you going to do it?" And I just found out at the Surrey School now, when they do Secret Santa, you also have to fill out an inventory of your likes, what you would like to have for gifts.
What? Wait, that's not fun.
What do you prefer? What kind of snacks do you like? Like, Hershey
Oh,
bar?
come on.
That's what I said. Anyway,
That takes the fun out of it.
well, so this was many years ago, back when I taught in Trenton, which was like 30 years ago. I had a colleague, Kate. Kay. I've had many Kates as colleagues.
Yeah.
Kay and I started teaching at Trenton at the same time. She was many years younger than I was, but she had her act together. She had everything that she wore matched. Like her socks matched, like I guess like normal people do. Her hair ribbons, her barrettes. I used to tease her about, and say, "Is your underwear pink too?" or whatever,
Jealous.
Anyway, she had herself together. So we're going to do Secret Santa. Now, we weren't as fancy with Secret Santa as some people are nowadays. We just drew names, and we're supposed to give silly little gifts for a week or two with maybe a big one at the end. So I'd be in the morning trying to get you out the door
Oh God, I was a nightmare.
and trying to, get Ryan going and myself going.
Also a nightmare, and especially a nightmare.
I'm like, shit, I forgot to get my Secret Santa gift for today. So I looked up in the cupboard and I had a Christmas glass, a glass with like holly on it or whatever, a drinking glass.
A single
Just a
drinking
glass. And for some reason, I had some candy canes, which I don't know if they were wrapped or not. So,
Unwrapped would be feral.
well, I think it might have been unwrapped. You'll know why in a second. So I rinsed out the glass, threw you in the back seat,
Did you put the candy canes in a wet glass?
and I put the canes in it, dropped the thing in my thing, and I went to school and found a way to sneak it on her desk or whatever. At lunchtime, she comes in the teacher's room, and I don't remember how many of us were in there. She goes, "You will not to believe what my Secret Santa gave me for a gift. A Christmas glass with wet candy canes that are stuck all inside." And the other people are going, "Oh, who would do that? That's ridiculous." And I'm like, "Yeah,
Who would do such a thing?
that?"
Mom! I'm not shocked. I'm just disappointed.
I just couldn't.
You are,
And
yeah.
I'm sure I didn't have any money either. That's
No.
that's the other thing.
The fact that you last minute said, there's a glass, a single water glass with a holly.
I was desperate. It was probably a glass. And this is before people really gave people used items. I was into that way before.
Oh, yeah.
most people.
I mean, that's why I am the way I am.
Here I am. I had been given that glass by a former student.
Yeah.
So
Probably, yeah, you always got gifts
I always
from
got-
students.
yeah, it
I
was-
kind of love that because I got some of them. Like if you got like one time you got shampoo and conditioner that you gave me, and I was like, sick. This is great.
That's
You
kinda
got a
odd.
ton of candy.
Oh yeah. We'd always towards the end of
An
my
apple?
career, I got so many Dunkin' Donuts gift cards. It
Oh
was
yeah, you
awesome.
gave me some of them.
It was awesome.
Yeah, that is
People
great.
were really kind.
She
but
re-gifted.
I regifted, yeah, when I can.
Yeah, but I think you gifted me Dunkin' Donuts gift cards, but I think your students gave them to you probably.
Not necessarily. But yeah. So I'm not a very good I don't have a lot of strengths. I don't have a lot of holiday strengths.
Well, I don't think that's true. I think you have ADHD. I think you have a lot of strengths, but gift giving is not one of them.
No, well, I'm good at gifts.
No,
I'm
that-
good at coming
actually-
out with good ideas for gifts.
No. I will say you're just a last minute kind of person. You're
Yeah.
you're not prepared.
Yeah.
However, I will say the best gift that she has given me in the past couple of years that I'm only just now appreciating is did I already talk about this on the pod? Sorry. We're going to keep doing this more and more, I feel. I fear and I feel. But Annie's brush. My grandmother had this magic brush that I can't even describe it. Like, I would brush my hair and Courtney would brush her hair. We'd go like immediately up to Annie's bathroom and brush our hair with her brush. And it just
It
made your hair, silk.
smooth. Yeah, it did.
It was like it like instantly was like shiny and silk, and I've been chasing that high ever since. And her brush got like thrown away, maybe.
yeah, but she had it for like 40 years.
I know, but this makes me sad.
Yeah,
But anyways, my mom found the exact
pretty similar.
a pretty close. I will say, it's not the magic of Annie's brush, but maybe that was 40 years of brushing her hair.
Yeah.
That made it so magical.
It was all her oils. that
Yeah.
got left on the brush. Oh, I think we just had a Christmas epiphany.
That's the title of the episode. Yeah. Oh my God. That's sick. I did have this weird. I have a weird germaphobe issue with certain things in my life, and when I did get gifted that brush, I was a bit scared.
Did you wash it?
I did. I soaked it for like 24 hours in shampoo and scrubbed it.
She didn't know until like I gave this to you like 2 or 3 years ago, and
Yeah,
that I paid $100 for it.
I know. I couldn't even believe that you spent. Now I'm
It was
like,
an Avon.
I think that's
brush
why.
from the 70s.
Yeah, and that's why. I mean, I've been using it. I use it all the time now.
Nobody knew. Gil didn't know I paid $100.
Yeah, that's
for
a
it.
while. That's a while. I didn't know you. It came in the original box too, unused. Like,
Yeah.
it is really cool. I will say I'm not sure it was. Did you like offer anything lower?
The thing is, I had been watching it for a year.
That's
It
crazy.
was hard to find, and I just recently. People are gonna think I'm nuts. We're nuts, but I just
People are
gave,
just now gonna think
for
that.
Gil's birthday. I got him a
He can't even say.
a Fuller brush. Now, Fuller brush was the brand. There were salesmen that went door to door selling brushes, not just hair brushes, but things to
Not
clean
just
your floor.
cemetery plots.
Not just cemetery plots. That refers back to our beauty pageant episode.
I think that was the first ever episode.
Maybe.
Oh.
Anyway, I ordered him a brush because his brush died. One he'd had for decades.
It died?
One he'd had for
It
decades.
died? Did you hold a funeral for it?
Anyway, I recently got
That
him
brush,
a brush
I will
on
say,
eBay.
was
It was
it
like $35.
excuse me though, did this stem from me being like, this brush is disgusting when I went to brush my hair in your room recently?
No, I just realized I also just bought him this brush when he was like, I immediately go to eBay
You
when
guys-
things die.
You guys, that brush died 20 years ago.
I just thought of another funny a gift. I actually have it out in the living room. I don't know why we still have it. So one year I was so excited. I got Gil at Goodwill. I got him a collection of CDs from The Who or somebody, like it was in a nice box. And I wrapped it up. And when he opened it on Christmas, it was empty. It was just the box I bought.
You didn't buy any of those.
I never looked at the CDs.
Wait, were the cases inside just empty? Or was it just a box?
I'll have to check afterwards.
Wait, I'm very curious because that means, as someone who worked at Bull Moose, you gotta be checking those cases.
No
You gotta be checking the cases.
Most people checked the condition of the CDs, not me. I just popped out $4 or whatever it was, and like, this will be a great Christmas present for Gil.
Wait, that reminds me that this is not about Christmas at all. But one of my coworkers, when I worked at Bull Moose, this is amazing. She was checking someone out. So someone had sold a box set to us, and it was in this glass case. You had to go unlock it and like get things for people. She goes to get it, and then what you do is inspect to make sure everything's there as someone's purchasing like a pre-owned thing, like especially a CD, or if they have scratches, you can like buff the scratches out. She opens it up, and like, I can't remember the exact amount fell out of it, but it was like $2,000
What?
of money
I didn't
was
see that
hidden
coming.
within this box set. And she was like, what the hell? So she just like kind of puts it to the side and like sends this person on the way. But that poor person could have found $2,000 in their new box of whatever it was. But so then what happened is she looked up who had sold that box set, and it was a regular. And he came in, and it was actually really sweet. He ended up buying her new glasses and then gave her like a lobster dinner and like asked her like what she wanted and like was really grateful and said that he went through a period of like a manic episode, and he had hidden a ton of cash in a ton of random places in his home because he was afraid of the government. And so he had taken his all of his cash out of the bank because he didn't trust the bank.
Crazy.
And he hid his money all around his house, and he said that he's so fat. he would randomly find like $2,000.
That is crazy.
And so when he had just like he was like he didn't have a lot of money. That's the thing, because it was all hidden in his house. But so, anyways, that same regular, he worked at a music venue in Portland in the 70s and 80s, and so he had all this merch from the 70s and 80s, and he would bring us stuff sometimes because he would learn like what we liked. And he was an old guy, but he wasn't creepy. He was just like, he just had a passion for music, and like he would come into Bull Moose all the time. And I think it was because he found camaraderie with like young people who wanted to talk about music with him. And I left Bull Moose and I had gotten a new job, and maybe like a year later, I get a call at my office, and the people downstairs are like, "Hey, Hillary, there's a man here with missing teeth saying he knows you and he has a gift for you. He's probably in his 70s." And I was like, "What?" And I go downstairs, and it was that regular, and he had this satin vintage jacket from a band in the 70s. I can't remember the name of the band, and I didn't know them very well, but he was like, "I know you really like vintage."
Oh.
And I popped into Bull Moose, and I thought you might still be working there, but they told me you work here, so I just took a drive in, and he brought it to me.
That is so
and
sweet.
it was like the nicest thing anyone's ever done for me. It was just like, "Oh, I just know you," and I did. I loved it. It was the Asbury Jukes. It was a satin bomber jacket. I ended up selling it quite a few years later when I needed money, and it was nice. It was like, I sold it for like $150.
Wow.
But the person that bought it wrote me a whole note about how they're obsessed with the Asbury Jukes, and that they had been looking for this specific bomber jacket, and it was like this kind of full circle moment where I got to like pass it on to someone else. But anyways, I digress. But that just reminded me of checking CDs at Bull Moose. That's why I went into that full rant.
That was great. What a great story.
I used to love working. I hated retail. I hated working retail, but working Bull Moose at Christmas time was fun. Like, that's a fun retail spot because you're like with your friends, you're playing Christmas music, but it's like not in a like insufferable way. Like, it's everyone's just kind of having fun, and the people going in there buying gifts for, they're like, it's like dads coming in for their teenagers being like, "What's cool? What are my kids gonna like?"
I worked at Zayre's one Christmas, and I liked it. It was so crazy busy, though.
Yeah.
So insanely busy. In department stores back then, the clothing Zayre's had everything. Like, it even had like ping pong tables and sports equipment, and
Wow.
I don't know if it had furniture, but it had all kinds of stuff. And just ringing up. I liked ringing up the purchases and making the change and being friendly with people. And
yeah, it's kind of fun. Like, I think that I used to be so like, "Oh, why am I here? I hate this. I hate people." And the older I get, I'm like, it's a month.
right.
It's usually just a month. It's like between Thanksgiving and Christmas, and it's just like chaotic. But I kind of like that. I kind of enjoy the chaos. However, I do have a problem with capitalism. So now that I'm selling vintage and can do these like small makers markets and like, recycle things back into it, and it's still kind of that same vibe, I'm enjoying that.
Yeah.
Well,
So a Christmas Epiphany.
I do just want to note that I know I talked about my dad last time. Christmas makes me miss my dad a lot because
I bet.
my dad was king of Christmas for us. And I think that's
Yes.
also why we didn't have money, but he made it, like, he just went out of his way to make it so special. And he was amazing at wrapping gifts.
Yeah.
He was like the gift wrapping
was
guy.
amazing.
My Aunt Kim and
Honestly.
my dad would stay up late and wrap gifts
Right.
until like 2 a.m.
Yeah. That's like an enduring Christmas memory.
Yeah. I always like Christmas just reminds me of him and like being up late but like being happy to do it. Like he just wanted to do it.
I wish Christmas could be happy for everybody.
Yeah. Me too. Me too. But hopefully these stories helped you. We're having a quiet Christmas this year.
Yes, we are.
Do you know one time I heard Santa on the roof?
I didn't know that.
Have you ever heard?
Santa on the roof?
Have you ever like fully believed that you've heard Santa?
Yes, my grandfather one time one Christmas, who looked kind of like Santa Claus, did the ho 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 thing.
Did you think your grandpa was Santa?
No, but we were up in bed and we were probably like 8 and 6 or.
So you thought that?
And yeah, I just remember that one quick thing.
Because
Vaguely.
one time I heard Santa on Annie and Ozzy's roof and the reindeer's little bells going off. I swear to God, I stand by that. If Santa was on the roof. And why didn't he leave me more gifts? To count with my cousins. But I heard him. It's just like that time I saw the Easter Bunny. I saw the Easter Bunny. I'm not kidding.
Where was that?
At Uncle Ron and Aunt Lynn's house. You remember in Scarborough?
Mm-hmm.
They lived like not on the marsh, pre-marsh.
Right. Their other place.
I saw the Easter Bunny run by the window. I'm not kidding. I still believe it. I saw him.
Wouldn't he be hopping?
He ran like a person. He ran like a person. He had places to be. He couldn't hop. He had to go. Do you know how many houses he had to hit? Give baskets to? I swear to God.
Okay.
I mean, I
believe
know.
I believe you.
Okay, thank you. But I also did hear Santa on the roof.
Okay. On that note.
On Annie and Ozzy's roof. Like. Anyways. Love ya. Merry Christmas.
We hope you have a very happy holiday season.
Yeah. And we'll be back with. Well, we may have to do one in the new year at this point.
Yeah.
But yeah.
We can talk about all the New Year's Eve dates I didn't have.
All the New Year's kisses you never got.
I never got.
Yeah, that's sad.
Yep.
Yeah, we can talk about that. We can talk about all the ones I never got, but like I never really cared nor wanted.
I was
and
desperate.
That's how
I was
different
desperate
we
for
are.
a New Year's Eve kiss.
On that
how
note,
we're gonna do.
on that note,
All right.
Merry Christmas
Merry
and
Christmas.
Happy New Year.